Hello everyone, Mr. Quality Guy here, and today we're going to take a look at a video from DP Cars, and this is basically doing Audi factory quality control. Now, this is a little bit mislabeled because I know for a fact that this is only checking for panel gaps. There's other quality control checks that are done that Audi probably did not want to allow to be shown, and so they're basically saying, okay, we'll do panel check gaps, and we'll show those. This is actually interesting to me because there's a good chance that some of these vehicles have components that I measured myself in them. I used to work for a large corporation that provided powertrain systems for Volkswagen Auto Group, and that included Audi vehicles. So, and these models do look like, I believe the one is a Q7, which the company I did provide made parts for them. So it's actually also interesting because these vehicles would have parts that I personally measured myself, especially with the age of them and being that I was the only one in the U.S. that was measuring these parts, that was manufacturing them. So let's get to it, and as we're watching it, we'll go through and I'll explain what they're doing. So as you notice, everything is very clean, everything is very well lit, and that's very important because we need to have an X amount of lumens in order to check for defects. Now this is basically just checking for basic cosmetic defects in panel gaps. So yep, he's checking the panel gap basically using a feeler, using his hand, and that's an actual feeler gauge, though it's more of a reference gauge because, well, it's made out of plastic, but it's made out of plastic so it doesn't scratch the paint. We're checking gaskets. We're checking to make sure all the clips are installed properly. Yep, checking to make sure everything there is, also yet again pressed in. If you notice, no one is wearing jeans because you don't want those metal brads anywhere near the paint because this paint is still somewhat relatively soft at this point. It's not, these vehicles have probably only been out of the paint booth for about 24 to 48 hours. So they're all wearing the same stuff. And from here, it's either going to go to the next section of inspection, or it's going out to the lot, depending on what order these are inspected in. I would imagine cosmetic inspection would probably be the last inspection because that is relatively easy to fix compared to another sort of issue. When it comes to assembly line vehicles, if they find an issue mechanically, that vehicle will still get built fully, but it will get tagged. And so when it gets tagged, it will go straight to rework after inspection. So that way it can't go out. And essentially that is to... when vehicles get reworked, those issues will be then corrected. When it goes to cosmetic areas, those issues generally are what the customer sees first. When you see a car in the lot, you're going to notice cosmetic issues first. You're not going to notice mechanical issues. So and that's also another way how a lemon can get out is if a mechanical issue is missed and it gets shipped out. That's another way lemon's going to happen. Is ideally they're supposed to be repaired in the facility. If it's found in the facility, they'll still fully build that car, and that is due to sequencing. Is that essentially they can't just stop and fix the car right there. and replace the components there, because the next component in line may not fit that car. For example, you could build a V6 car, and then the next car in line could be a V8. Well, they use different suspension. They use different spring rates and all that really goofy jazz. So that's just a basic look on, you know, a practical application of quality and how quality works. So thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll get more to you. So have a great day.